Hey, y'all, what's going on? Welcome inside another Halo discussion and reaction video, man. This is episode 6 of season 1. Solace is the name of the title. And without any further ado, let's work. Let's jump into it, y'all. So, in this episode, we really get some more character development, and I love when shows take a break from the action and do some character development and sprinkle a little action here and there, a little drama here and there. I love when shows do that. I love a balanced TV show, and Halo in season 1 seems to be doing that pretty good so far, with the balance of action and drama and character building as expected for a new TV show. They're doing a lot of character development, sprinkling in some drama here and there, as we've seen with the Kai situation of her removing her palette and then being almost killed on the battlefield, and seeing Quan go through what she went through, and then seeing Soren what he went through. They're doing a very good job of sprinkling drama and character building. So in episode 6, we see Master Chief basically start to control the situation. We see Master Chief is running a little bit hot, sick if you will. He's starting to do things not out of instinct but based off of emotion, which is why the palette that was inserted into the Spartans was inserted in the first place, so that they wouldn't feel emotion. They will always stick to the mission and be what the UNSC wanted them to be, and that's killing machines. So we see Master Chief basically come in and interrupt Halsey's interview or conversation to basically ask her questions. And we see, I forgot the other director or captain that's in the UNSC. We see her basically talking to another gentleman. I forget his name as well. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank today. And they're basically not going to interrupt Master Chief sitting down and asking Catherine Halsey questions about his abduction and things like that. But as we can see, Master Chief is pretty much out on her trail now. He knows that he wasn't he wasn't adopted. Well, he was adopted in sorts of ways, but it wasn't a legal adoption. He was taken from his family, basically abducted or kidnapped, and basically put through all types of tests, all type of training, all types of very brutal things that these children went through once they were captured by the UNSC, in hopes of the UNSC having their program taken care of and make sure their program stays afloat. We even heard that kids were dying during the process of becoming Spartans. We see Miranda get taken off the case for the artifact. She doesn't take it well. I believe that Commander Keyes basically felt as though that he was going to protect his daughter and do what's best for her and things like that, and try to keep her as safe as possible. We also see Master Chief try to kill Dr. Halsey to find out what Cortana could do and what Cortana couldn't do, and things like that. Once again, as I stated, Master Chief is doing things out of emotions. The artifact made him sick, or is draining him of his life form, and he's pretty much near death. At this point, he just wants to find out what's going on in his life. Why did this happen to him? Why did Catherine lie to him? Who was Cortana really? What happened to his parents? What happened to his planet? We see McKee, the road woman, the blessed one, basically being taken care of, or she's a prisoner. You can say she's a prisoner of war. Once again, because she's actually, what the UNSC don't realize is that, or they may realize that she's working with the Covenant armies. She's basically being questioned by Master Chief and things like that. She exposes that she can do the same thing that Master Chief can do. A very, very, very bounced around, not really bounced around episode. They really were focusing on Halsey, Miranda, John, McKee, and the artifact in this episode. We also see Kai is okay in this episode. She's recovering from her battle wounds and scars and things like that. So we see John basically take it upon himself, with the help of Miranda Keys, to touch the artifact and find out what it really is about. He really doesn't care at this point if he dies or not. He just wants to find out the truth of what the artifact is and how it came about. We don't see Quan or Soren in this episode. The episode before, we see them in the desert on planet Meridia. Last we remember from Quan and Soren is that she tased him in the back of the head after escaping her handcuffs and was holding his pistol to his head. So we don't see these two in this episode. Maybe we'll see them in the next episode, I predict. So, Chief touches the artifact. He has multiple visions. The artifact is draining his life force, or killing him, if you will. All his vitals is through the roof. We see McKee basically interact with the artifact at the same time that Chief is, to find out if he can. I believe McKee was trying to find out if he can activate the artifact just like her, and he did. They showed them two standing in a field holding hands or whatever. I honestly believe that McKee and Master Chief may be from the same planet, had ties to each other at one point in time, or they're just two people that just have the same blessing. Or by Chief activating the artifact and McKee being able to make contact with all of the keystones. Maybe it's just part of her plan to show that she isn't a threat, but another key or another piece to unlocking the secrets of the artifact. So that was pretty much it in this episode. Just not a whole lot of action between the Covenant and the UNSC/Spartans, but more character development and continuation from episode 4. Like I said, Chief basically tried to kill and or find out what Cortana is actually capable of doing. He isn't responding and or acting normal. He's responding off of instincts, if you will. Human instincts, that is. We see Kai is okay. She's recovering from her battle wounds and scars. What else? Yeah, I mean, it was overall a good episode. I hope to see more character development and find out what happened to Quan and Soren in episode 7. So another thumbs up. I give this episode definitely 5 cameras up, man. 5 cameras up. They get the whole shebang. A very, really good episode all the way through. We learned more about the Spartan program. We learned more about John. We learned more about Halsey and what the Spartan program consisted of and things like that. So shout out to the creators of the Halo episode. I am your boy Hilarious D. See you all in episode 7. Coming right up. 2 episodes for y'all today. 6 and 7 discussion out today. See y'all on the other side. It's Thursday. Episode 7 is live right now on Paramount Plus. Peace.